Yo, my fellow main characters. This chapter of My Hero Academia. What's up, my fellow main characters? My name is Bam. Welcome back to the channel for another video. And I just feel like talking about My Hero Academia because you guys already know, since my channel name is Bam, aka Black All Might, then you guys already know I have a huge love and passion for My Academia. And although I don't really cover it that much on this channel anymore, I've mainly been speaking to live reactions of other anime to kind of expand my horizon. Still on a week-to-week basis, I'm up to date with the chapters. Like, there's no other manga out there, there's no other series out there that I don't love the most. And I truly just care for, man. I truly just care for. So there's sometimes, guys, I want to talk about this series. And Horikoshi's latest chapter of My Academia, man, was it 208 or 209? I don't even remember right now, but it was good, man. It was good. Let's talk about the boy Bakugou, who was essentially the main of this arc. You know, this main of this chapter. He was the main character of this chapter, man. Like, everybody had their eyes on Bakugou. Oh, jeez, guys. Listen to me. You know, what's the thing about Bakugou's character, which, you know, I feel like bugged a lot of people, even me when he was first introduced, is that he's kind of this self-absorbed, narcissistic person that believes he's the best, that believes because he was born with special abilities, because he was born with powers that, you know, are flashy comparatively to like everybody in his neighborhood, he believed he had a right. He believed he had a right to be the best person around. He had a right to become the greatest hero, you know. And it wasn't until he got to UA that we saw this shift in him, because he started to see characters with abilities that essentially dwarfed him in terms of their capabilities. We saw characters like Todoroki, we saw characters like Momo who could create anything. He's just seen individuals that have powers that are either on the same level of capabilities as him or surpassed him. And so we see, you know, throughout all of Bakugou's kind of character development, this kind of majorly difficult, humbling process that Bakugou had to go through. It's literally like, how do I describe it? How I would describe Bakugou's character development is as if you had this person that was raised for a long period of time thinking a certain way. I actually have a perfect example of this. I was watching a video by the Daily Show video by Trevor Noah. I don't know if you guys watch this show or whatever, but that's basically where I get my news on politics and stuff, because he's so funny. But one of the people he had on his show was actually this white nationalist member who may or may not have had affiliations with the KKK. And when you look into like his kind of like life story and everything, he was truly raised in a place where these ideas that we consider racist, that we consider wrong and just immoral, were supported. You know, those were the things that were just facts, those were just common knowledge in the bubble that he existed in. And it wasn't until he went away to college, aka Bakugou going away to UA, where there was this major culture shock, where all of his ideas and his beliefs in himself and how the world should be got rattled. At first, this rattling process was something that you kind of fight against. He fought against this rattling process. He fought against these new ideas, this new concept of how the world is supposed to work. He fought against it because that's what kind of we do, you know. As human beings, based on how our minds work, it's easier for us to hold on to concepts that we've solidified in our brain, you know. So our brain has a very difficult time of letting go of concepts that we've accepted. Like, for example, if someone out of nowhere came up to you saying like, yo, in California right now, there is no gravity, like everybody's floating, you literally look at that person like, you're crazy, like what are you even talking about? Until you actually go to California and you realize, dang, like how's this happening? Like, this can't be natural. And so you'll kind of be in shock to realize that California, there's no gravity and everyone's floating. But that's just a wild example. So going back onto the case of the kid, he literally, after college, he was exposed to kind of the truth. He became woken up about like how the world actually is outside of his bubble. And he spent years trying to figure out what's the right way to think about life, what's the right way to see people and different individuals, what's the right way to see myself in comparison to those other individuals. And it was such a dramatic shift for him. He ended up writing a book about his experience. And then he went on the Trevor Noah show to kind of express his experience, and definitely was brave of him. But getting back onto Bakugou, that similar process happened to him. He went to UA, experienced new things. Deku played a major part in his character development as well, as he saw Deku being a kind of consistent constant in his life, and that constant shifting and changing automatically made Bakugou shift and change as well over a longer period of time. And so what I find pretty unique about the situation is what Horikoshi decides to do with Bakugou's character. You see, Bakugou's character technically didn't make a 180 spin, and I like how Horikoshi kind of joked about that to, I think, Monoma, the cloning guy, how he talked about, oh my gosh, his character changed? What? And then Kirishima basically saying, like, surprisingly, he's always been that type of dude. So, you know, it's kind of like Horikoshi joking around with us, letting us know, like, you guys probably believe that Bakugou has done a whole 180 in terms of his character development, but that's really not the case. You see, Bakugou has not given up on his concept of what it means to be a true hero, but instead of the bubble just being himself, he expands the bubble to those that are on his team. We've kind of seen this in this chapter. So it's like, for him, when he's mentioning getting absolute victory, becoming the #1 hero, that includes the people on his team. That includes the people that he's working with. When he says, like, I will only accept a victory where it's 4-0, where we lose nobody, no casualties, no injuries. Like, that's him saying, like, yo, if I'm #1, you're #1. And that feeling is so charismatic and pulling. It just makes you automatically want to be part of Bakugou's team. The way he says things, the way he just brings that passion and that explosive heat. Get that pun? The explosive heat. That, like, how he personally feels about being being a #1 hero, and he shares that feeling with you, making you feel a part of it. Yo, it doesn't matter how wrong you kind of feel Bakugou's ideas were in the past, but if you're included with that, you feel it. You feel how Bakugou truly wants to see himself, and you become part of that feeling, and now you see yourself as like, dang, can I become the #1 hero too? Like, freak, let's do it, you know? And so everyone gives it their absolute all, and I love the part how Bakugou says, like, man, here's the thing, right? You guys follow my orders to the T, and I will protect you. Like, you are not going down. We are not losing anybody today. We are winning. And it's just like, man, and like, you just see how everybody's supporting Bakugou, and it's just like, what? Look at this support. Like, everyone's working uniformly together. Like, yo, Bakugou, it's like, oh my gosh, how do I describe it, guys? How do I describe it? If you guys have ever played Yu-Gi-Oh, right? If you guys ever played Yu-Gi-Oh or any card-based game, you know, in trading card games, you kind of have that boss monster of your deck. You kind of have that one card, you bring it onto the field, and that's your end game, most powerful card on the field, and you use that to win the duel. But if you just have that one card by itself versus someone else's whole deck, you're done. You're not going to be able to win. That's why you need supporting cards helping to support it. And that's basically the feeling I kind of got while I was reading this chapter, because, you know, Bakugou got bound down by my guy that can, like, fuse things together, which actually awesome application of his ability. Definitely ups to my man Horikoshi. But we see my man Sugar Rush going like, I don't know if you guys watched JoJo's, but I was getting such JoJo's vibes from that. But he wasn't saying uru uru uru. I would have loved it if Horikoshi had some type of reference to JoJo's and that being like, I would have absolutely loved it, man. But yeah, you just see everybody like just supporting Bakugou, man. You just see everyone supporting him and not really worrying about like, yo, am I going to get injured? Am I going to get hurt? They're like, nah, Bakugou got me. Like, my team got me. We are victory, man. Like, the morale was definitely on Bakugou's side. He kept that up, you know. And I think for a long time we've always seen Bakugou from the opposing lens, from the lens of, you know, the enemy, the lens of someone that's against our main character Deku. But seeing him as the main character in this episode, in this chapter, I mean, you can't help but want to be part of Bakugou's team. You can't help but to be a follower of Bakugou's mindset. He basically offered his team like, hey, I'm giving you everything with no exceptions. We're not losing anything, we're just gaining, you know. And he uses his power, his energy, his passion to really show like, yo, I'm a man of my word. Like, we are getting this absolute victory. We are not losing nothing, you know. And when you're part of a person's team like that, it's like the feeling of like, you can't say no to that. You're like, so basically this person is promising me absolute victory, absolute gains in everything with no losses, and he has the firepower and the passion and the strength to back it up. Alright, I'm sold. I'll take it. And Bakugou got that absolute victory, man. Woo! R.I.P. Class 1B. But gotta say, Class 1B did make a valiant effort, but it was just like Horikoshi made this Bakugou's chapter. Like, Horikoshi made this a chapter of Bakugou, and everybody was out here supporting Bakugou and helping him out. Man, Bakugou was just doing all kinds of different ninja stuff in this. I think he created a new move. It's called X Catapult or something, where he basically grabbed Scissor. I can't get over the fact that like that guy that could throw the blades, and he basically looks like a praying mantis bug. He looks like Scizor for Pokemon. I can't get over the fact of that. But he literally just do X catapult, and he just, you know, created explosions to throw my man into a totally different direction. Maybe got that inspired from like when he was fighting against Deku and he threw him against a railing and just threw him away and stuff. Maybe got that inspiration, but we just saw Bakugou's moves being pulled out of here. We saw him do that ninja move. Yo, I felt like I was reading Naruto for a second, man. I felt like I was reading Naruto for a second where Bakugou, where Sero uses tape to tape one of Bakugou's grenades to a piece of the lizard girl's body. I was just like, yo, Sero, good job, boy. Good job, boy. And I was like, yo, it looked like a paper bomb from Naruto, like going in that direction. I was just like, yo! That chapter was absolutely fantastic. Totally a Bakugou focused chapter. Horikoshi, do not disappoint. If anyone got any complaints about this chapter, you can fight me in the comment section down below. You can fight me right now. But anyway, my fellow main characters, let me know what you guys think. I don't know how many of you guys that subscribe to me actually read My Hero Academia. You know, my name is Black All Might, so you kind of figure that My Academia might be something that is intertwined in the channel. But yeah, I don't know. Don't expect this to be a consistent thing for me where I cover chapter after chapter after chapter. I'll only really cover chapters that got me this hype and I have this much to say about it. So anyway, my fellow characters, thank you for watching the video. Like this video if it made you smile, comment this video made you think, and subscribe when to see more. And always remember that you are the main character of your own story, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm out.